What's up, YouTube? It's Spartan CC bringing you a Castle Clash video today. So a couple weeks ago, I did an epic hero tier list, and now I'm going to do the legendary hero tier list. I decided to do the epic one first because it was a little less heroes, even though they're continuing to add more epic heroes. It doesn't seem like they're adding any legendary heroes anytime soon because they haven't added any new ones for a long time. So I think this tier list will probably be set in stone for a long time. I don't know if they're ever going to come back to legendary heroes. It seems like they're only adding epic heroes to the game. So that one will be out of date pretty soon as they start adding some more epic heroes. But I think this one will stay for a long time. So on some of the heroes, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are pretty familiar with them. For some of them that just like completely suck that you should never use, I'm not really going to go through an explanation of them. You should still get them in order to get other heroes' destinies up, but you shouldn't like focus on leveling them up to use them. So like you should still get them to use destiny, but you shouldn't necessarily just, level them up to use them. So we got S tier all the way down to D tier. There's probably going to be a lot in D tier, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rate them based on other legendary heroes. So I'm not rating them against the epic heroes. I'm rating them against themselves. So like Anubis isn't going to be put up against, like Inquisitus. Like he's going to be put up against all these other legendary heroes. So this tier list is basing it on versus all the other legendary heroes. How good are they, right? So, I'm not basing them on the epic hero tier list. This is just its own list. So we'll get right into it. First, we have Anubis. He's an A tier. He's really nice that he can revive. And he can also take out troops in guild wars, which is really nice. That's mainly kind of what he's used for nowadays is he can, hit like 100 or so enemies at once, which is really nice for taking out the troops that just kind of soak all the damage for guild wars. And he can revive, without having a revive talent. He was really, really good when he first came out. Like if you had him, you were really overpowered. But now he's all right. Now that you can put a level 10 revive on someone and they can revive basically the same amount of times, like it kind of nullified that effect that he had. Artica, don't use him. He's all right in a hero totem. I'll give him a C actually. Ares used to be really good because he used to be the only hero that could like be able to take energy away from heroes. But no one uses them anymore. Ashura, he's all right. I'll give him a B, just because he can reflect a lot of damage. He can do a lot of damage. Athene, I'm going to give an A. I still see people use her. I still use her sometimes. She's really good for HBM and for line of defense, just being able to, give all your heroes energy and, extra attack power and attack speed. So just overall, a really good support hero. She doesn't have a lot of life, though, so she dies really fast, which maybe I'll put her at a B, but probably at an A since we're doing it against other legendary heroes. Atlanticor, I'm going to give him a C. Just being able to reflect damage is pretty nice. He's nice for some dungeons and if you can proc when you're doing like Lost Battlefield against other heroes. But if he dies before he procs, which is usually what happens, he's not that great. Beast Tamer, D. Don't even need to explain that one. Bogeyman, I'll give a C. He does have a really high damage output. If you can let his skill proc. But other than that, not really too much. Candy Cane gets a D. Champion, Arena, I'll give her a C. She was like kind of an upgraded Triantar basically, but no one really uses her anymore. She's pretty good for just like healing heroes a little bit and being able to revive them. Commodora, I'm going to give a B, kind of like a budget Axe Punisher. If you don't have Axe Punisher, kind of the same thing. Cosmo, I'm going to actually give an A. I still use Cosmo a lot for arena, for raiding, for dungeons. You can do a lot of damage and it's really nice. You can basically stun lock anything. So really good for like boss battles as well. Creation 01, I'm going to give a B. He can do like before all these heroes came out that could ignore damage to the damage limit, like Fron Dovekeeper. He was like the main go-to to like take out those heroes because he could proc, and when he proc, he would hit really fast with his skill and be able to whittle down their HP, even though he couldn't hit past their damage to their damage limit. but now, kind of less, viable just because of that, because now we have the heroes that ignore damage limits of targets. Cupid, C, not really that great anymore. The damage increase is nice, but other than that, that's basically it. Death Knight down here, Demogorgon down here, Berserker down here, which is funny because Berserker is like one of the most expensive heroes to get because you have to buy gems, like 150,000 gems to get him, and he sucks. All right, here's our first S tier, guys. If you didn't know, Deathkeeper is an S tier. I still use her basically in every single game mode. Really nice that she has the damage limit. She can also do a ton of damage output. You get the right skills and talents on her, and she's not going to die. So don't need to explain that one. Drakax coming down here. Dreaddrake is actually pretty decent for Guild Wars and just things like that, just because he's good at destroying bases. Other than that, no lot going on with him. Druid, sorry, you're a D. Espirita, also D. Golem, D. Golem actually can get a C. He's better than Druid, so I'll put him one more up. Grimfiend, they have a second tier. All right, Gunslinger, I'm definitely giving an A. Still use her in HBM. She's really good for Storm Mesa because she summons the flyers, which basically you can deal a lot more damage. So she's good for bosses for a lot of damage output because she summons more flyers, and those will in turn do more DPS over time. Harpy Queen, goodbye. What is this chick's name? This is Harpy Queen. This is something. I'll get it. Don't worry. Immortep, Lady Leo, Lavanica. I'd probably say an S tier on Lavanica since we're comparing them to all these other heroes. Just really good overall. Has the damage limit, can deal a ton of damage, can also heal himself, and just really hard to kill. Okay. Oh, Heartbreaker. Yeah, I got it. I told you guys to get it. Lazu, I'm gonna put an S tier. Maybe I'll change that a little later, but I think S tier. Just really good for DPS. Really hard to kill, especially if you have the right talents on him. Just a really good overall hero. When he's proccing, he can't move, but he's also not taking any damage. So you just kind of put him next to the heroes that you want to kill, and they're basically dead. Lil Nick, not that great. Mahatma, I'm gonna give a B. I still use her in like Lost Battlefield. She's really good for DPS. She can heal really quickly, and she actually has a pretty good damage reduction for a legendary hero. Tessa down there, Medusa down there, Michael. I'm gonna give a B tier because lots of people use him for defense. It lets people reflect damage, and it also increases their attack speed. Just really good for a support hero. Back when he first came out, the Archangel that he used to summon, fun fact, used to be like so overpowered. Like you could literally put Michael against like a team of 5 other heroes, and the original Michael would like die, but his Archangel would just go and just kill every single one before he despawned, and you would win in Lost Battlefield every time. It's so weird. And I don't know if they nerfed him or they probably just came out with newer heroes that were better, but the Archangel for Michael used to be beast, and now it sucks. Because there's a lot of them, but it used to be really good. Minotaur, get a B. He's only really good for destroying bases. Other than that, he's not going to use them. Botanica, goodbye. Ninja, goodbye. Orcsbane, goodbye. Paladin, goodbye. Phantom King, Pixie, Plant Warrior. I guess Plant Warrior is all right. He can go C. For no other reason than Professor Ribbit. All right, Pumpkin Duke. I'm gonna give him an A tier. He used to be the best hero in the game. If you didn't have Pumpkin Duke, you basically, he sucked. I've said this many times, but he was the hero that I spent a lot of money on back when I used to pay for gems. I spent probably $300 US just to get him. Imagine, right? And now I have like 17 of him. But 6 years ago, it was very hard to get him. But he's really good, you know, for dungeons, for team HBM, you know, just where you need some extra speed, you need to, you know, you have a timer that you have to beat. Really good. He's just really squishy. He does really easily. Revenant, Rock no. No, Rock no's actually all right. He can heal himself. Other than that, it's about it. Ronin gets a B tier. You can make it so that he's like invisible all the time, basically, or that he's like really hard to kill, and you can go in and just like kill an entire base without the other heroes even like recognizing that he's there. So that's pretty cool. Rosaline is probably an A tier. I might put an S tier though, because her skill is so good, it does so much damage because it does a fixed damage and it also does percent damage based on how much health the other guys have. So she's really good for taking out epic heroes, since epic heroes have so much HP. And she can also heal herself. The only thing that kind of sucks though is that she takes forever to get her energy up. So you kind of have to have either Empower or Revitalize on her, or it just takes forever for her to get enough energy. So I'll probably keep her at an A. Rowdy Rascals, Santa Boom used to be really good. Now he's not. Sasquatch. I do have a pretty good Sasquatch, honestly. He's pretty decent. The fact that he can heal really quickly makes him pretty good. Siren, Skeletica gets an A, mostly because his skill can make him invincible, and he's pretty good at, you know, taking out bases and stuff like that. School Knight gets a B, just because he can do a lot of damage output. He's really good for like the arena. You know, if you really want to destroy their arena base real quickly, he's really good for that. Snowzilla, Spirit Mage, I'm gonna give a C. She's good basically for dungeons, but she's really squishy as well. She's basically just as squishy as Pumpkin Duke, so she dies real quick. But yeah. Storm Eater, I'm gonna give probably a B. His damage output is really nice. Same thing with his skill, but I just don't think he's A tier. Just because he can do, you know, like the 10% damage every time he hits, which is really nice. It can add up to a lot, so it's also really good for arena. Succubus, Thunder God, Trantar. Trantar I'll give a B. I do see people use him quite often. Still. Do I not have? I think I'm missing some because I don't have Rambard on here. That's weird. Okay. Trixie Treat. Or do I have Rambard? No, I don't. I don't have a lot of them actually. All right, I'll have to go back on, I think. Okay. So Trixie Treat, just because she can summon the pumpkins. Valentina comes down here, Vlad Dracula. And Warlock, and then Walla Walla is getting an S tier. Really good healer. I still use him all the time. You know, really great for basically any game mode. So he gets an S tier. So I think that's all of the older heroes for the most part. I don't know what happened to my other ones, like the newer ones. So I think I'm gonna have to, can I just add them on here? No. Edit. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. I thought I added them onto here. I guess not. Okay. Submit. Hopefully it keeps them. Oh, it does. Okay, great. We're not done, guys. Sorry. Okay, Ripper. I'm gonna give him a B. He can do really good damage output, just like Bogeyman. Where's Bogeyman at? But he is a little bit better because he increases his dodge when he does that. So it makes it, you know, him a little bit more tanky because he can dodge. Spallin. Probably C, just because he has the built-in Scorch, but it doesn't really help that much. Zephyrica, giving him an S tier, has the damage limit, can deal a lot of damage. On mine, I have it where it's really hard to kill him. Just a, great hero overall. Occultist, I'm going to give it an A. Not as good as Walla Walla, but if you want a different healer, Occultist is definitely very good. The only thing why I put him in A is because the heroes have to take damage in order to heal. So that's one of the things that makes it worse than Walla Walla is that. Other than that, though, pretty good. Phobos gets an A just because he has he can reflect damage, and he can also decrease the enemy's energy. I use him as a tank pretty much. Pretty good there. Queen Wasp, C, not that good. Hotshot is a D. Don't let anyone tell you the Hotshot is good. He's not. All right, Bloody Mary gets an A just because she can do an area where basically, it's gonna hit everyone and it ignores damage limits of targets. So she's really good for taking out, like, if there's a lot of heroes that have that, like Zephyrica, Levanica, and Dovekeeper, then she's really good for taking out all of them because she does area instead of just like one at a time. Landwalker gets a C, it's not that great. Jumbear gets a D. Rambard, I'm gonna give S tier. You can make him invincible. It's pretty cool. Really nice for reviving and healing. Really good for a tank. There's some times where I go up against people that have really good Rambards in Lost Battlefield, and I can't even kill the Rambard. Like, I've killed all the other heroes that they have, but I cannot kill the Rambard. Crystal Wraith sucks. Braille Fox gets an A tier. Pretty similar to Cosmo, except that he can hit guys that are elusive, so really good for HBM, just for defending your base, and for dungeons, just taking out buildings and stuff. Really great hero. Ice Lady, C, not that great. Valentina, whatever her name is. Valiant Saintess, not Valentina. Valiant Saintess, A tier just because she can heal herself and she ignores damage limits, although she can only hit one target at a time. That's still pretty good, especially for a tank. Ruin Master gets an A tier because he has that damage limit and he can also stun, and yeah, that's basically it for him. Cinder Matron gets a C, not that great. Alpha Mech, I'm gonna give him a B. He's all right, but just the fact that he can only proc in a circle kind of makes his skill and stuff less viable. Nowadays it's all about hitting heroes from the edge of the base. Dark Mage, I'm gonna give a B just because he can't move while he's proccing, but he can still take damage, so it's kind of like Lazu but worse. So that's why I put him in B. Berserker, I'll also give a B. It's nice when if he does, because he has like a 70% or 80% chance to revive every time that he dies. But sometimes it's not that many. Sometimes he revives once and then he dies again, and then you're like, okay. But he is really good for taking out bases, kind of like Spirit Mage, but a little bit stronger. He throws like shurikens across the map, so pretty good for that. Wordless Zealot, I'm gonna give a B. Just for normal like raiding and stuff, he's not that good, but for like Lost Battlefield and going head to head with other heroes, he's really good because he can increase his attack speed. He heals himself, really great. Miss Magic, I'm gonna give A tier. She's a really good support hero. I basically have her with Revitalize, and you put her with any team on Lost Battlefield, and you're basically guaranteed to win because she's going to increase the dodge and the attack speed and the attack of all your heroes instantly, and it's just going to destroy all the other heroes. So that's it. Thanks for bearing with me, guys, that through this, especially since I had to go back and add all these other ones. But here is the entire list right here. So here we got S tier, we got A tier, we got B, we got C, we got D. I don't expect you guys to put your whole tier list in the comments, but I do want you to say whether you would put a different hero somewhere else. This is just my opinion, and know that I'm also doing it just against legendary heroes. I'm not basing this off of epic heroes. So this is just like, oh, Dovekeeper is like the best of all these legendary heroes. You know, same thing with Levanica, Lazu, so on and so forth. And you know, like Miss Magic is better than Berserker, and you know, Wordless Zealot is better than Serena. You know, so just stuff like that. That's what a tier list is. So just let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of this list. I think this list should be good for probably the rest of the time Castle Clash is alive, because it seems like they're just doing epic heroes right now. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and as always, have an awesome day.